Cell phones were just invented in 1973, and the first VR headset was invented in 1968. That's not too long ago, and for years we just haven't had that type of technology. Now we can become fully immersed in VR because it's 2022 and the technology has come so far in the last few years. And now we can touch our cell phone screens when they used to be bricks. And for years, players weren't able to have the second option of training in a realistic scene, but now they can do that. And now that scene is, now they can do that, and now it's just virtual.
Yeah.
It's no mystery that training without physical contact is a lot safer. Training without physical contact can be underwhelming, but with the VR headset, you are fully immersed in the scene, and it can really feel like you're in the moment. VR does a perfect job of incorporating all the elements of the real world, including sound, sight, and sometimes feel. If you're a sports team, it would be beneficial for you to get the VR training headset because it can greatly reduce the amount of injury your team has. I'm going to provide 3 reasons why a sports collegiate or above should have a VR training headset. Well, first reason is VR training is a lot safer than training with a real human, because anytime you can avoid physical contact while getting a real experience sounds like a win to me. Next reason is because it can greatly improve the mental health of the team with the many different utilities it has. And the third reason is because it's really a step into the future, and it's some crazy technology that a lot of teams are already using, and if you're not using, you're probably a step behind. First reason is because VR training is really safe. New and experienced people can start out training this way before stepping into the real world. And this technology is used a lot of times with boxing. And this way, people can spar against a virtual opponent and get the real feel without having. And this is a great way of avoiding broken fingers and concussions. And in different circumstances, in football and in wrestling, it's used for just more than training. Certain teams have been using certain VR technology to see dysfunctions in people developing CTE. And this leads into my second reason, is because it can really improve the mental health of the team. Instead of athletes having to fight anxiety and depression on their own, they can go through real life situations in VR to see how they're gonna act in those situations. So, and then VR also has different utilities, like being able to talk to a loved one in VR. So if a loved one at home was to have VR and a sports team was to have VR while they're away on a trip, then you both can talk to each other in the world, and it could be like a world like your home. And this really give people the feeling of being back at home, and teams are already doing this. And my third reason is that VR is the future, and it gives a competitive advantage to the teams that do use them. For example, the Wizards are among the first team to implement VR training, and they were able to bring a injured player free throw percentage up by over 30%. Your injured players could get a feeling of the game early. So just like this player, they didn't have to actually go out there and shoot. They could just shoot a virtual ball and still get the same feeling, because just like the statistics prove, it went up by over 30%. And you're able to view different sport events from different views. So if it was a football play, when you were a running back, then you would be able to view it from the quarterback position to see what the running back did wrong. And in the end, the main reasons why you should really have a VR if you're a collegiate or professional team is because it really is a step into the future. And it's new technology. And it's new technology that really can improve the mental health for your team. Really the most useful thing and what most teams are using it for right now is training. And it's already preventing many of injuries. And just with the technology developing more and more, it it's only gonna get better. Just don't be left behind.